Resume. That's funny. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Rick Games and welcome back to the Stanley Parable, the Ultimate Deluxe Edition. I'm trying to remember where we left off. Okay, so we were going down to the mind control facility, doing the actual game like it's supposed to be done, doing the whole story, and we took that little side path that said escape, but it turned out to be a trap. And then a woman's voice came on, and she actually saved me and dropped me down into this museum for the Stanley Parable. So this is the escape menu. For a long time, we've had an ending that only ended when a player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this is what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone, which is hilarious, by the way. What is this? Big red button. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. I love how they're telling you these things without actually spoiling any of the endings I haven't gotten to. Originally part of the Zending, the player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. That's funny. Oh, is this the, Ooh. 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 Goodness, you can get lost in here. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. I gotcha. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. I don't know what the countdown ending is. Oh. Interesting. This is a window. Countdown room. Another version of the countdown room. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That looks like it might be an ending over there. Let me go this way. Let me make sure I've seen everything here. I want to explore everything there is to explore. Game design mock-up. In this level, this is the level that William the designer sent Davey the writer as kind of an audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. That's nice looking. The destroyed looking office. Dude, there is so much here, man. Holy crap. There's my office. Look at it. All bits and pieces of my office. Left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. That's crazy. Huh. Why does it sound like there's like a big industrial thing over there? Did I get everything over here? I think I did. The office. The lounge. I'm pretty sure I saw this. How do you stay in shape? Michael the Rock Martin. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this was the countdown with the phone. Yeah, we saw all this. We didn't see this. What is this in the middle of the room here? Zending model. I gotta learn about the Zending. Fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon it and change it shortly before launch. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm glad they're not spoiling it. I didn't see this, I think. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator to a monitor room could go up and down with freedom above and countdown below. We did that. We gotta do this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Can I pull it? Oh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
So you ended up getting smushed anyways? Hello? Oh, that sucks. Okay. Well, that's fine. We knew... I'm almost positive there are no happy endings. Except that one where you walk out of the room, the control room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not going to do new content yet. We're getting there. We're getting there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room. And
I want to see
Stanley
the
knew it perfectly
lounge
well.
again.
Perhaps
The lounge
he
is such
wanted
a
to
good
stop by
room.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Oh man, he's not going to do anything anymore?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Alright.
first open door on his left. And so he
Okay.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Right.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I want to know if
Feeling
there's anything
disbelief,
I missed.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Everybody remember the
moment he
code?
entered his manager's
2845, I
office,
think?
Stanley froze.
I'm going to say
in his
2845.
tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Stanley was in such
cool,
a
I got
rush
it.
to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just
Oh.
let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Come on! Alright, fine, I get it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Thank you. We all good now? Okay. Here's the elevator. What happens if I hit up? No, it just hits down automatically anyway. Alright. Good to know. Good to know. I tried different things. Trying to think outside the box. Just because a box is lit up, or a button is lit up and it has a down arrow on it, doesn't mean you can't hit the up
Stanley
arrow.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh. There's another thing over here. I think that's the way you came in. I can't go out. God damn it. Alright, fine. What happens if I hit the button again? Nothing? Great. Cameras. Computers. Can't do anything here. Employee observation protocol. Excellent. Blah, 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 blah. Fine.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom means nothing! There's nothing else to do here, is there?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this
Is
the
this
only
really the
reason
only
he
way
was
to
happy
go?
with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
got fired
in
over there.
someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
There has
As
to be
the
something I
cold
can do
reality of his
here.
past began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. What does it say over there? I can't read that. Alright, so what happens when we turn it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Thanks.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? This
really?
video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I wonder if there was something I could do there. Because he kept on saying that there wasn't. But I'm thinking that there's maybe a sequence of the buttons or something. I don't know. And as far as I can tell, I guess that's the countdown ending they were referring to. I wonder what the Zending ending is. Interesting. Okay. Moving on.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Do we have...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Excuse me. Do we have any ideas on what else we can be doing? Excuse me. I mean, new content is new content, and that is gonna just explode and go all over my face. So, I want to make sure I get everything. Did we go the right way? Where am I?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
I don't remember that room being blue. Should I just go left? Maybe I should just go left. That's right, I went left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do I go downstairs again?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is the repeating...
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
No.
Facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors...
Okay, I'm just going to start over because that'll take forever. That's a long ending. Alright, I think we're done for now, and we're just going to hop into the new content.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Or...
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I want to go over there. Close this door. Damn it. Okay, fine, I'll go this way. Hello? Oh. Oh dear. We're being dragged off to new content. What's this?
Hello, and thank you
for
playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well,
That's
this
it.
sounds delightful.
Yeah,
I'm very
I'm all for
excited
it.
to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. Well, how they still have just like, oh no, we have extra chairs, put them down in storage. You know, like an actual office
Okay,
building.
so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Let's hit it.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
Let's
here we
see the
go.
Content. Give me the content, Stanley.
What?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, I can jump. I can't jump out here, but I can jump in here. Really? Okay. Okay. Anything back here? Anything where I can jump more? Okay, I don't know. Well, that was lovely.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game? And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, just do it anyway. Oh. Oh, but it's... Oh. It's different, though. Why is it different? Oh! That's what it used to look like. Oh! What's happening? I'm confused.
Psst.
Oh.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
But there's more. All right. I'll follow the narrator this time. Coffee nut and a screwdriver. Can I get those things? No. Ah. Okay.
Okay,
What are we doing
you remember
here?
how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
Okay.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The waste. What the hell? What? Good times, good times. Mind control facility. Let's begin again. Ah, yeah. Ah, the double doors and everything. Yes, yes, I remember. The good times. The 2013 good times. What time is it? It's 2013. This is pretty funny. Buy on pressurized gas instead of steam. That's funny. Okay. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Here's $1. Okay. Demonstration. That's lovely. Dude, this is crazy. Didn't we just leave a museum? Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. These actual trophies? That's crazy. Nominees for the British Academy of Film and Television. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Deals tough choices. Ah, there's that girl. Forget what her name is. I can't. Alright. Is that a mouse? What is that? I don't know. Alright. What's this?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless
Hey,
husk
let me out of here.
with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour? You think that was an hour? More pictures on the wall. There's the double doors. Person of the year. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe that was Stanley. I don't know. The original remake. What? The end is never the end. Okay. The red door and blue door, that's fun. Not supposed to go in that door, I suppose. Little smiley face up there. What are you? Number 29. I don't know what that is. I'm thinking there's still stuff I haven't seen.
There's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
But the serious room. But I can't get in there. Hey. Oh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh yeah, people leaving reviews, they're great. Oh boy.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Is there more over there? This is a game you definitely wanted to explore everything. Because God knows how many different paths there are. Can't read that one. This one recommends it. Oh boy.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
All right.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all, until the end of time.
I kind of want to hear
at
the
which
rest of it,
time
though.
Everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is...
Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit
Cookie
the
9.
rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Yeah.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer
door's
and
gone.
longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here?
That's what I'm
Where did
thinking.
the door go?
The door's
Isn't there a
gone.
door that led into this room?
Yes.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
There
How
was
else would
very
we have
much one
gotten
here.
into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button and... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
What
back.
happened to the lights?
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
The tree's dead.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm
Okay.
realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
This time isn't
and
changing,
when that
though.
feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can
died.
only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me.
Sorry, dude. You're rambling. Ramble, ramble, ramble. Oh, where's he going? Narrator man's gone. Why is he gone? Could have died of old age for all I know. Let's hit it again. What's that noise? Is that this thing? Oh, the clock is on the floor. Why is the clock on the floor? I have no idea. Hit it.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone
I wonder how long you will
it's a
actually
crime
go
not
on.
to bring it into being, have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward to...
Dude.
The end is never the end, 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 is never...
How you doing, bud? Oh. It's getting drippy. Why is it getting drippy? Do we go back underwater? Oh no! Well, hell, skip it again. Hey, sunlight. There's a ladder right there. Perhaps I can grab this ladder and use it to climb out. Or perhaps I just hit the skip button again. Oh my god! Okay, so we're definitely getting to like it's been years, if not decades. Oh. It was very pretty for a minute. What happened? Decades, if not centuries. One more time. The hell is that noise? Props to the narrator, by the way. God knows how long he sat down there and read stuff. It's like, I'm just going to keep on reading this and acting this out for like 10 minutes. I bet you anything, you went like 10 minutes. What happened to the skip button? Hey! Somebody knocked over my skip button. Oh! But the skip button. My God. The apocalypse happened. Y'all, you want to do content? Can I hit the skip button again? Alright, let's go. It's crazy. Nothing in any direction. And here I am, just a guy named Stanley, who wanted to get up into his office and figure out where his co-workers went. And now I've survived the apocalypse. Because of a skip button. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. That's it? What?
All of his co-workers were
What?
gone.
That was
What
it?
did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor, no matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I gotta start looking at other people's videos online and see if anything they do triggers something that I haven't triggered yet. Ooh. Oh. Input received. What? I don't think I can get in here, can I? I should be able to get in here, but I cannot. How's that? I don't know if that's a secret or not. I don't know. Excuse me. Man, a lot of people around here hate Mondays, huh? There's new content. What happens if I don't? What happens if I don't? There's nothing in this room, but I want to go into this room. Okay. I'll tell you what.
When Stanley came to a set of two
No,
open
this is the
doors,
regular.
he
This is
entered,
the
but this was
same.
not the correct way to the meeting
This is
room,
the
and Stanley
same.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
yo,
he wanted
new
to stop
content
by
boy.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Damn it!
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Or maybe I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave this episode here, and I've definitely got to do some research and see if there's anything I'm missing in the old content before I get back to the new content, because it's just gonna go over and over again, and I don't want to bore anybody by doing the same thing again and again while I'm looking for stuff, especially if there's no stuff to be found. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some research, not spoil anything for myself, but do some research and see if there's anything that I'm missing. I'm suddenly very stuffy. I don't know what the hell's been happening lately. I've been getting more and more stuffy as, like, towards the end of the video. I think it's just cold down here. I'm in the basement. Gross. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to Rick Games. It helps me out a lot when you do that. And check out the annotations at the end of the video for more videos to marathon. It's time on Rick Games. More Stanley Parable, more new content, and more old content, perhaps. We'll find out next time on Rick Games. Bye!